Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. You've made it halfway through your week, and it's time to celebrate with some FACEIT League. I have my villains taking on Wizard Cats here tonight. I've been looking forward to this one all week. Always enjoy getting both of these teams on stream. And both of these teams are deadlocked currently in the standings with, not much time left to go here in season 4. I mean, obviously not much time left in week 7. It lasts a week, and we're halfway through it. But this is, Wednesday's the second match of the week for Expert Division. So after this, we're looking at 2 matches left, theoretically, barring any makeup matches or anything like that going on. Let's take a look at our standings here. Wizard Cats do have an extra match played over Villains, and they were able to win that. But you can still see, 8-4 and 9-4. And what a difference that one win makes. Now, that's Villains shouldn't realistically be still in 8th, right? It's just the extra games played. It's kind of throwing this off a little bit. Anyway, these two teams should be really closely matched. Very much looking forward to getting into this. Where was I? Let's zoom in on our pair of squads here tonight. Villain's second season in the league came out of Advanced. I believe got in through placement matches at the start of the year in the Expert Division. Because I finished this 6th there in Advanced. Kind of part of that same graduating class. So we've had a definite generation of, a new generation of expert teams, of T3 teams move up into the fold this season. And both of these squads are kind of part of that advanced graduating class. You can see them taking on Wizard Cats here tonight. Jurassic is another one kind of out of that graduating class. Phoenix Guard as well, I believe. All were in advanced last season, all did extremely well in advanced last season, and all have kind of moved up here together. We're kind of getting that rising talent coming up, and it's one of the reasons I'm very excited about this match tonight, because I do think this is kind of 2 teams from that same level of talent that we're starting to see make its way to the top as our ecosystem is shifting and change naturally happens. We're getting to see the new generation finally, which has been cool. It feels like we really haven't seen that in a while. As far as results on this season, coming in 8-4, started off 5-0. We're looking at losses to Puree and Helios and Spark. But then those 3 are all very reasonable, all very respectable. Puree is Heatwave. There's not many teams that don't have losses to those 3 squads or aren't losing to those 3 squads. If we take a back look at our standings, that's 1st, 2nd, and 5th. And Helios only recently, Helios were right up there in the 2nd spot for a lot of the season. And have actually handed Artemis one of their only 2 losses. So anyway, with that said, absolutely no worries out of the Villains in dropping those 3. The only one that concerns me is this Alvernia Uni loss. When you've been able to beat most of the teams around you, with losses are only up here and in top 5, then that's where I was like, wait a minute. So what happened this day? And when you're going up against a match like Wizard Cats, you can't have that kind of inconsistency. It's got to be solid. You got to make sure everybody's on point. And it could be something as a starter wasn't available, or somebody just didn't get a good night's sleep and just wasn't on point, feeling ill. I was sick for the past week, and that'll really take it out. If your brain is just working at half capacity when you're ill. So it could be any number of factors. Don't reflect the overall strength of the Villains. So you gotta be careful when trying to put gravity into a loss like that, but it still matters, right? You still look at that and wonder. And I think the answer comes when you start seeing them against. Can they consistently put up wins against the teams around them? Now, Artemis is going to be a tough ask. So you've got wins over Jurassic and Phoenix Guard. And again, Villains should be here. These are teams that I would consider beneath them in the standings. What I would like to see out of Villains is if they could punch up and continue to move up through the ranks, right? And a Wizard Cats dub would certainly do that. That would be their most impressive win of the season so far if they can pull this one out. Zooming in on the Cats a little bit, the only team that is beneath Cats in the standings that has beat them is Jurassic. So, Spark, again, Artemis and Tapire kind of beating everybody. Okay, so we've already mentioned that their most egregious losses, Extinction Jurassic. And that's not, you're talking about a team that's 8-5, and you're 9-4. So, I mean, that's super egregious. Still a top 8 team. You're still only losing to top 8 teams. Well, that's your most egregious loss. What about dubs? Well, I know I said I wasn't there. See, I knew there had to be a reason. Like I said, you can't put too much weight into it. You can't put too much weight into it. I was actually saying about the villains loss that, there can always be some kind of outlying factor that doesn't necessarily weigh into the overall strength of the squad, right? It's just one of those things. I mean, when you're looking at your season history, you got to put a little asterisk on it. Pretty Kitty and MS Paint, very, very winnable matches to round out the season. 2-11 and 2-12 teams. So, if you can close this one out, the Cats have a very, very good shot of ending at, what would that be, 12-4 on the season. Win over Helios is probably the biggest win here I'm seeing. Win over Foxtails in there, too. Foxtails is a team that hasn't always performed very well and are sitting at 9-4 this season. Like, I forget how well they're doing this season. We need to get Foxtails on here soon. All right, we are getting some picks and bans here. It's extinction season. When I think about this Cat squad, I mean, it really is, like, Mono and Benevolence are the two that truly stand out as far as I remember having, just exceptional standout performances. I mean, part of that's just the nature of the roles, but Benevolence's hit scan, definitely nasty. Definitely nasty. The repeat bans will stop come playoffs. So there was an announcement put out, although it did not specify division, but it did make it seem like just across the board, all FACEIT League is going to emulate OWCS. It will be loser pick, with bans done then. So as opposed to all the picks are done at the top of the series like we see here, with the hero bans getting fixed as well. So as you'll see here, we're going to have repeat hero bans throughout the series, and you can still currently ban 2 of 1 role, which actually there's none of the 2 roles banned out simultaneously here, which is surprising. All that's going away. It will emulate OWCS. Oh, hey, we are wasting no time. Hateful Puff, I appreciate you being here. I'm excited to watch the villains, too. I'm excited to watch both these teams. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. All right. Let's see. Well, let's figure out our bans here. Who banned what here for map 1? We did say it was the Zarya ban first, and I think that was the right side ban. Yes, it was. Okay, so Cats did, in fact, ban the Zarya. Villains banning Pharah. Villains banning Pharah for the first 3 maps, as a matter of fact. Let's get into map 1. I'll get those bans set when we get in there. Whoa, and there's the power of Biddy. I was telling y'all, watch out for Benevolence in this hit scan roll. Oh my goodness. Biddy just immediately finds first blood, like not 15 seconds in. Clash barely got a chance to get set before they ate a bullet to the face. Now, I was talking about some roster mania. I don't ever see 2Fish on this roster. I don't know if this, I don't think this is an ult. I think this is actually 2Fish. It's a name I haven't seen compete in a minute. I could be mistaken. Hey, wins out the frontline battle against Noah just barely. So all that healing coming in after Connie got the pick on the return here, and a very quick return at that out of the villains. Does a fantastic job of supporting 2Fish through that fight. Ramacho, of course, did get that shield buff for one of the perks. I don't know if that means we're going to see that perk in action, but, you know, it's a possibility. Apparently it's huge. I honestly haven't seen it yet. Neither team able to hold on to this point. I don't think I've ever seen a point go back and forth so fast here in the opening minute. both teams come in with lightning quick retakes. Both teams succeed in their retakes. Manoa finding a late pick on Nakati here. Like both teams a chance. Kind of set up for the incoming Kitsune rush fight. Actually, it's going to be a pretty big ult fight on both sides. I'm the biggest Two Fish fan around. Bro better be the goat on tank. Wait a minute. You're saying he better be a fan because, or better be the GOAT because you're a fan? Aren't you supposed to be a fan because he's the GOAT? Or that, I honestly don't know. Two Fish's preferred pronouns. Two Fish drops the Annihilation, trying to push in. Overclock invested from Clash as well. Yeah, it's definitely a nasty ult fight. One where Crumb does not get an opportunity to use that sound barrier, and Peasy keeps the squad alive. Let's get a late pick on Nakani, and this one could be disastrous. As Cass could leverage that into a hold here at the choke and not allow a touch. Oh, Clash returns, a great shot. Put Manoa down and really open things up. Two Fish swaps over to a Doomfist. Ooh. Punch almost missed the point. I was worried the boot might deny the touch, but they are in. Can't quite land a punch onto the Dragon Blade, but sound barrier is there. He was charging it, looking for an angle. Cotty finds another pair. Cotty has had some lights out aim so far here in this opening summit. I love that skin, too. That skin looks fantastic. I don't think I've seen that skin in action yet. That skin is really good. Two Fish with the drop-down ambush to take out Mick. Kitsune rush available from Cotty here. 50% ahead, 45% ahead of Psycho on the other side. Honestly, surprised not trying to get more aggressive. You have that option, but I can understand villains just take as much time off the clock as they can. Not in any rush, so to speak, as the Kitsune is put down. Laying the bricks, hopefully, to try to move in and get a kill, but content to kind of stay back out of it. Drawing Manoa in, pushing Manoa to the outside. An opportunity to perhaps isolate Thramatra, but PZ's able to make it out there, provide some support. Manoa's now got this Annihilation ready to go in, a Kitsune rush to back them up. Vortex into the outside, trying to control the movement on that Genji. Nino goes down as Mick finds the dash through. Two Fish will trade out one. Clash with an overclock. Minimal blue jerseys left on this point. As the flip comes through 99, and Clash picks up a great kill, slides on. But Biddy is hanging around the outside. Crumb will get the boop, but is at 1 health. Was it about 20 health, to be specific. Mick is still just dashing and dancing around this objective. Sound barrier, nope. What was that? I saw that wave. Y'all see that wave? I saw it must have just been like an amp there from Easy Peasy. Now the sound barriers come in. Crumb gets booped to the outside, out of theirs. And the Ajax from Peasy will cap the map here for Wizard Cats. That's at least 5 laps. I think Two Fish played Tank and Collegiate, right? I want to say Two Fish played Tank and Collegiate. I could be thinking of a different player. Was on that Fisher squad? Did Two Fish play Tank on that squad? I could be thinking of a different player. All right. Either way, head into map 2. Ooh, nasty volley of headshots on Manoa. I mean, the last thing you want as a Ramacha is to take, half your health bar's poke damage before you're able to pop the Nemesis. But Easy Peasy moves in to pick up one, and Benny has that high ground. In fact, both of those two were working off that high ground and putting in just loads of work. Beautiful off angle under their control. Enough to get it done. Now, not quite able to hold the choke. Once again, very quick recontest coming out. And Connie is down. Connie, who's kind of been the first pick master here for Villains. Taken out of this fight. Oh, and Benny's starting to get hot. Benny's going to take out both supports here to open this up. Nitto somehow manages to find that angle. That was a quick little headshot. Flash firing down the Fox-paved road from Saiku. Want to know when the rest of Cats are hanging back at Saiku gets found out. Clash just finds that perfect little angle. Oh, but Mick is mad as hell and comes through looking for revenge and finds a three-piece along the way. Rocking the Soul Dynasty skin with the gold weapons. Oh, a classic combo. Looks so good. Looks so good. Sorry, I'm an artist, all right? You gotta do a skin check every once in a while. All right, there's the rush in from Connie. Let's keep it on some Connie pop. Connie has been outstanding here, both in the support category and utility and damage dealing category. Great Suzu there allows the beat to land. That was a dangerous moment with the Dasher coming in. Overclock from Benevolence will get shut down. Two Fish not allowing to get carried away on this one. But Mick still stepping up. God, if you can quiet one DPS, another DPS is right there. The pair of kills for Peasy at the back of the fight. And dangerous and close to a 100-0 control center here for Wizard Cats. Oh, the touch was a split second late. Two Fish is a flex support player? Interesting. Well, hey, it looked damn good on the tank out there. Unfortunately, that one doesn't go their way. Oh, we're moving through very quickly here. Here, y'all can listen to the Seraphim. Honestly, I'll probably get the. It's not like it doesn't matter. It's not like my YouTube's monetized anyway. Wow. Quick look at the scoreboard. Dominant for Wizard Cats. Benny and Mick. 24, 19, and 4 respectively. Most damage going to Mono there in the tank at 23 and 3. Great performance from Two Fish and Clash, though. Numbani from map 2. It was a Blizzard World ban from Villains. Again, the far ban's going to stick. We're going to get a Hazard ban from Wizard Cats this time. I know. I got out of my rhythm there at the end of that map. Well, we're good. We're good. We're all caught up. Don't you worry. Excuse me. Yeah, totally knew Easy Peasy was going to do that. What the hell was that, Peasy? Uh-oh. Mixed trouble. A lot of damage coming in from the other side. Say, just one quick pounce of a Winston. could have been the end here. But with that opening pick, 2 ticks have now been obtained. The purple lands down into 2 fish. They're right off the point. PZ finds another kill. PZ chose violence here on map 2. Honestly, though, Connie doing a really good job of keeping up the ult charge, despite the immense damage output coming in from the Kiriko on the opposite side. We'll have a nano here to help fend off, but what a wicked fast pickup on point A. Benevolence swaps over to the Yash, and Mick is going to go over to a Tracer. Here's the enter point B. Kitsune Rush will be all live, but there's that nano already in play. Nade used defensively out of Saiku. Ooh, 2 fish hit the corner. There could have been dangerous. That little lip sticking off has foiled many a Winston. The attacking Kitsune Rush, 2 fish immediately slept the moment they hit Primal Rage. Everybody surrounded the Winston, and 2 fish is trying to bail. Meanwhile, Manoa has been able to hold the entire front line on the other side. Neither Winston finding much value, but Manoa still has a nano boost and a Primal Rage to work with as they make their leap in. Dodging around the sleep dart, all focus onto the Ana. Can't quite get the jump. Oversteps the jump a little bit, but the Primal Rage might get it done. It's got the Ana in the corner. No, the sleep dart will get the Ana out of there. Connie staying alive through an immense amount of pressure. Clash, unfortunately, does not, but the rally's still in play. Manoa had to back out. There's the finish on 2 fish, who's trying to peel off Benevolence from that backline, from that high ground, more accurately. This cart's made it to the final corner, dangerously close to the cap. Bob has been pushed off track, but the contestant is there from the Tracer. Nano here with a pulse has to get out of there. Bob slept. Psyche with a kill from the nade right out of that small room, and that will finish point B with 5 minutes on the clock here for the Cats. Wizard Cats is a crazy hard end. They also have a really cool, like, little text logo. Still from Manoa. Trying to keep 2 fish and Nino off the back line. Mick finds one while the Bob just helping escort them across. We got the security guard on duty here. Love security guard Bob. I feel like every time I go to PZ's screen, it's just another headshot. So difficult for a Tracer to get in when you've got PZ playing off this angle so aggressively and so accurately. Kitsune Rush to another point, and PZ's going to land another one to the dome. This one on to 2 fish. Shot still rated in here from Benevolence, but there's no tank left on this point. Nano boost thrown on to Benevolence. Might just get it done. The headshot lands. The dynamite won't. You force out a blink. Nano gets slept, though. PZ, recipient of their own sleep dart, and there's 2 fish returning with the Primal Rage here to try to save a enormous time bank for the villains. Mick has already found Connie in the backline, so we're gonna have to do it with just Crumb's heals. Got the rally online, immediately hit Q. You betcha, you need that. Suzu in, will top 2 fish up, get him out of that critical state. Great heal pack there to help prevent a death through Noah's Primal. And this defense will stabilize by the skin of their teeth. That was damn close. Oh. Not what you want to say there if you're a Villains fan. Clash still playing on this important outside angle. If this side crumbled, it could be in real trouble. To dash all the way through the backline. Uh-oh, if you lose your backline, you can be in trouble too. It's just a lone overclock here to try to prevent this cap. With the recall forced out, nobody left to touch. Yeah, something to keep in mind. I mean, if villains are having to play under a, with a sub in the tank role or, something of that nature, they don't have their normal starter, it could be a huge factor. I mean, this is such a tough matchup for them. And again, I think would be their most impressive win of the season if they can turn this around. I mean, he needs to start right here on this attack. Just got to get 3 points on the board and go from there. 1 foot in front of the other, 1 point in front of the other. But you're not, if we're missing a starting tanker, even if there has been a little bit of roster mania here from villains, and they have a new tank, it's a tough match to try to build that synergy. Sorry, I was preemptively pointing the camera down. Let's take a look where our defense is sitting. Oh, hey, my outlines aren't on. From doing thumbnails earlier. Sorry about that, y'all. That'll make it a little easier to see where our defense is setting up. Slow approach down low. Benny covering that outside flank. Keep an eye on the kill feed for that. Twofish, instead of going to the typical high ground spot, opts to go right in the middle. The entirety of this defense trying to converge right on the point. It does buy some space here. The Clash moving up the stairs. Nano pushing on the back line. And Twofish has found a kill. Now it's going to bubble off Ben out of that low little hole where they're just able to kind of hide out. Mono moves in and takes down Connie, but looks like Twofish has been able to kind of go into the mole hole. See if they can find some creatures. A bit broken. 2v1 on the outside. Benny and Peasy will win it out. 2 ticks have been picked up here. But that's all that villains are going to get here on this first attempt. With a little scouting trip over here. Just doing a little recon on the outside. Feeding information to Nino, who's pushing in underneath and trying to build up the rest of this pulse bomb. Oh, God! You just can't do that. You can't just go square up with Peasy. They're going to hit the shot. Good God. Nate immediately sues it. All right. Different approach. Nino coming from the bottom side hotel. Crumb's still playing the recon on the outside. Dangerous move from Connie. Yeah, they're just barely peeking up there. They know they can't go up there by themselves for long. But here comes the attack. The timing is good. The finish on the Benevolence was exactly what you needed. But Connie does get picked off. Does get found out there alone on that high ground. So, sustain notably lacking, not to mention the nano boost in this fight. But what a great pulse bomb. As Nino and Crumb might have just delivered the point despite not having Connie in this. Crumb comes up with 3 with a beautiful finish there onto Psycho. Connie does get the rest of this nano boost built up. Importantly enough to try to engage here. It's just been a poking and prodding kind of staging moment. Let's see Vi for control in high ground. Ooh, that's a dangerous leap in from Twofish with the Casino Rush there. Oh, and takes the nano boost. Gets into 5 Peasy. Beautiful jungle to finish off Benevolence as well. Jump up top. That'll be the end of Psycho. And What was a bold maneuver out of Two Fish to leap headlong. Spinning those cooldowns, jumping into a Kitsune Rush, comes up with a massive set of kills. Now, obviously, Manoa is still lurking in the back line here. And you gotta respect it. You can't leave Manoa alone, or they are good enough to move in and finish off your supports. So, Two Fish try to give chase here. Oh, Manoa's just bought so much space, so much time! The entire team's gonna make it back. This cart isn't going anywhere. The Primal used in that big old rope-a-dope. Out of Manoa, dancing around. That is a beat on the point. Two Fish gets it and tries to attack with it. Head into the back line. Will find Saiku. Again, Connie dies early in this fight, though. And this one was due to a Nano Manoa going in. So both teams now with no Ana in this fight. A lot of permanent damage happening. And with the accurate Kiri on your side, the defensive Wizard Cat stabilizes. Should I say Kiriko is accurate as peasy. Only ultimate, well, until PZ gets the rest of this Kitsune Rush online. Connie's trying to race, see if they can beat him up to the Nano, but PZ's gonna get this up first. Clash does find the opening pick, but here comes the return. Moving into the backline, Nano will find that kill on to PZ. The Nano Boo's still investing here at the end. Don't make the same mistake against Manoa. Manoa is trying the same tactics. Now it's just Nino going out to kind of keep tabs on the Winston. I like this plan. That'll get him the cap. Maybe. Yes, that will get him the cap. It's kind of funny when my instinct has been to go to the Kiriko. Like, when I'm seeing the tank move in, get some space, put up the bubble, and, you know, Ben and Peasy are both turned in the corner to put shots down. My first instinct right now is to go to the Kiri. I mean, what can I say? Easy Peasy's been just having a hell of a series. Mick with a nice finish. His cats can kind of converge on that high ground in that small room up there. Ben still just pouring Peacekeeper shots into the Primaling Two Fish, so not a whole lot of value out of that. Two Fish is forced to back away. Looks to re-engage from this high ground. It is being chased by Mick up top. Oh, and there's Peasy. Look at Peasy on this flank. Oh, the sleep. Connie! Connie gets away. Unbelievable. Gets the sleep dart down. Gets the kill. Overclock sound barrier here from Villains as they look to try to cap this point. They need to do it with time. And Nano Primaling Manoa so far is dancing around. Certainly doesn't want to go down. Connie's close to a Nano boost of their own. They finally get the kill onto Manoa as well. Once again, it's Nano who's been able to deliver that. Second time we've seen a pulse bomb be the driving force behind that kill onto the tank. Deadeye from Benevolence just kind of bubbled off, rolls out though to try to stall. Gets a kill onto Clash. Nano is in onto Two Fish, but is gonna fade out. 39 seconds left of that precious time, making a nice ult fire to take down Easy Peasy. I think that might have canceled Rush. Did that Rush come out? Oh, if that canceled Rush, that is such an enormous play out of Two Fish. We got spin. I didn't see it hit the battlefield, but I could have missed it somewhere on that left-hand side. Move in onto Benevolence, 18 seconds remaining. Wrecking Ball is in. Remember, Villains have to finish with time to have a shot at an attack. A quick kill onto a Wrecking Ball. McMahon is back. Nano cleans it up with 8 seconds to spare. It's not entirely complete out here, but it amazes me how good, like, just this whole outside of the city looks. You really get a sense for how high up in the air it is, too. Like, it feels like it's a skyscraper city. Like, the average buildings are at the top of the trees. All right, let's check in on this defense. So we head into extras. Of course, you do start with all your perks once you get into extra innings here. Ben's going to stick with this Cassidy. So I've been playing the Ash for most of this map. Likes the up close and personal with the way Two Fish has been playing. You got 60 seconds to put him on the spot there, Crumb. Crumb had a fantastic attack on point A the first time around. Came in with 3 picks there with Two Fish dying early. But Two Fish not going down first time this time. It's a kill on the Benevolence there on that Cassidy. Try to add a little bit more robustness into that hit scan roll, but still wasn't enough to survive the dive. Two Fish's aggression followed up by a kill from Clash. Mono bubbling up down low, less than half health. Trying to trade out with Connie's now gone into a Kiri as well, so there's no Ana on the battlefield here. It's been a Lucio Kiri attack, and it's going to get the job done. This is at least 2 ticks on the board. A chase out onto Saiku to try to ensure there's no contest. Really push this forward. I love this aggression. Nino's moving in after him. Nate has to be used defensively. All right, Crumb's going to bail. They bail on that. They can't afford to lose anybody with the overtime already burning. Got a kill there. Would have been so good for the villains, though. Cat's able to stabilize. Cycling in Clash, damn close in ult charge. Pretty much even. I will say, Manoa has been exceptional when receiving the nano boost on those engages. Big movement from the backline here from Nino and Two Fish, though. Sorry, that was a confusing swap onto Nino's Pav. Two Fish trying to get out. Chasing, not going to make it around the corner. The nano boost into Manoa will be enough. And this cart stops at the corner. Hey, still, you put 4 points on the board. Not too shabby there for villains. Not too shabby. But Cats did one and done their attack the first time around. So still going to require a bit of a better defense, maybe a little bit of adjustment. And we'll see if they make any changes. These villains look to move on to point A and hold it down here for just over 3 minutes. All supports staying on top of hotel. Really valuing this side. Oh, I did not mean to do that. That's kind of interesting. I hit right click accidentally, which is supposed to go where you're pointing. I didn't think I was in any way pointing at the Nino Tracer, but okay, sure. It's all right. Mick comes out on the Echo. We saw a little bit of this back on Lijiang. Specifically on Gardens. Excuse me, Night Market. Should I say that? Now I'm second guessing myself. Well, either way, the Echo does not survive the initial encounter. The sleep lands and the peel is in. Two Fish in a lot of trouble, but able to dance around their own bubble for the moment. The swift step in out of Connie, but just results in the Kiriko watching a timer. Try to make it back to the Ana. Oh, it was the wrong Ana waiting for you. There's no Ana on your teams. That's Saiku. check in on the Betty Tracer just in time for them to get popped by Clash. So 2 minutes remain as the second tick is starting to... Well, it's nearly completed, actually. Nano boost on Numbani once again. Tick's gonna move into the back line. Clash is down. So much damage now missing from this comp and the ability to hold the space as well. This defense has got to fall back and way back. They can't stay back there long, and here comes that same pursuit we saw previously. Same thing Villains tried to attempt after their point A cap. Mono has got this Primal Rage in the pocket. Nino blinking through towards statue side. Has dropped the pulse onto the tank more often than not. Looks to be seeking for a backline target here. Twofish doesn't want to overextend too much. Eventually, he's going to go ahead and commit and try to push back into that backline. Only stays for a split second, though, before returning to the point. With the Kitsune Rush, the rest of the defense has anchored this corner fairly nicely. But now Easy Peasy comes in with the return. Clash once again picks Mick out of the sky. Pulse land in the backline. Caught. He doesn't have the Suzu for it. The overclock to try to fend off the Cats here with 45 seconds to go. Nade lands on to Nino and Twofish. Clash is going to head back up to the high ground. Lead anchoring duties here to Twofish with the sound barrier to bolster it. Nino trying to push past, see if they can pick up a kill. Dancing along the outside there with Peasy. Can't quite lock down the carry, getting him though so low. Psycho gets yet another Nano into this fight. Unreal. Villains have been able to deal with the duplicate, but can they deal with the Nano boost in Wanoa? Twofish gets absolutely cartwheeled. Nino's still here. Gets purpled. Forced to recall out. Chrome coming in to try to touch in. Anchor this cart with less than 5 meters to go. Clash face to face with Mondo as Nino gets brought down. And the contest is late in the very end. Trying to toe the line. The defense gives up one too many meters. Risen Cats will move up to 2-0 here in the series. I mean, off of an incredibly close new body, though. Man, Villains really stretching that 1 minute into a mile. All right, let's take a look at some stats. All right, what stands out to y'all? I mean, it looks so even. It looks so darn even. Peasy doing a lot of work in that back line. I will say that back line of Wizard Cats. But, you know, Crumb on the other side. Crumb had some fantastic offensive plays there on the other side. I mean, so you do see just across the board, Peasy and Spiffer have a bit more damage. You know, roughly 5,000 more damage than their counterparts in all. Maybe even closer to 6. So we're seeing the DPS looking very similar in elims and kills. That little bit of extra damage output from the back line of Cats seems, I mean, just as far as looking at stats, seems to be a difference maker. Nano with a few extra deaths as well. All right, it's push. There's no ban on push. Just quick check on, it was Farah, and we're back to the Farah Zarya ban as we had it. All right, let's get into Esperanca from map number 3. Wizard Cats looking to close this one out. Twofish sticking with the Doom. Let me go get that Zarya ban back in up top while y'all enjoy some Doom Pop for a moment. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay, easy peasy now. Back into the Lucio. So no longer running the double flex support. God, I mean, the flexibility to be able to do that. It's such a different skill set I mean, just mentally, positioning-wise, from going from carry to Lucio. It's such a drastic change. So it's far more drastic than going on to carry. So mad respect for PZ for having that flexibility. Although, you know, I was talking about PZ and they get smashed first here. But the clapback has been twofold out of Wizard Cats. So despite losing PZ first in the fight, they do gain control of TS1. Oh, Clash with a great angle here playing from Mega. And I love how the rest of villains kind of start playing down low. Really took a lot of the aggro and a lot of the attention away from Clash and left Clash open on that corner side. They end up with 3 before this fight's said and done. I mean, could get a 4th. Okay, Two Fish comes up with the final 2 final blows. But a great angle from Clash and a really good approach out of the rest of the team to open up a lot of space there for Clash to get work done. Then I was lurking, gets scouted by PZ. Everybody's got bunched up. Oh, that looked like a juicy pulse bomb to me. Nino saw something that I did, felt threatened, moves into the outside, stays alive long enough to get my Noah and Psycho. That's why Nino is Nino. No pulse bomb necessary. Clash is still, look how far forward the villains are sitting right now. Wait, was Two Fish a DPS Doom? Wait a minute, was Two Fish a DPS Doom? Is that why I was thinking Two Fish was a tank player? That might actually make a lot of sense. Overclock out of Clash. Oh, it immediately gets Betty. Kitsune Rush was invested from Psycho just before they went down. But Connie has one here to match. It has a better angle on it. Connie was paying more attention in engineering schools. They pay that road to success. And Clash once again just shooting down at the spawn door. That was kind of a confusing swap, going from one Soj to the other. Sorry about that, but you know what? Betty's got an overclock back here. I was anxious to see if they can do anything with it. Such a damn good Sojourn. Not finding anything here. Knew that Nino was lurking in the back and was waiting with that charge, but Nino waits out the OC. He sneaks back in, trying to regroup with the rest of the team. That was a sound barrier from PZ. You had a blade to match with it. Couldn't quite get the camera in place in time to see mixed positioning, but didn't feel confident enough to pull out the blade just yet. The Annihilation first, Doomfist directly on top of Benevolence. They're able to kind of dance around with a nice little jump and get the Suzu for get some extra health. Try to back up, get away from the team, get a kill on it, Nino and Crumb. Oh, that was sick. What was that, Benny? Job's done. I'm going over to Cass. Oh, they just got close spawns too. here comes the Uber. Ah, wrong button. Sorry. Fat fingered my escape key. Minkman finally confident enough to pull out that blade. I feel like he's had this blade for 3 or 4 team fights, and then everybody just nopes out. Villains just vacate the premises. Kitsune Rush, now the next tool invested here from the Cats. This one will get the bot back across the checkpoint. Start picking up some space. About to say, we've seen Clash turn fights without a tank already this series. Is not afraid to invest this OC to try to make it happen again. You get the Nemesis form out of Manoa. We got a layered sound barrier on top of it. The pressure continues to come in here from the villains. It ends up being a trade, but you take a Tracer for your take any day of the week. Good cleanup here from the villains. They're able to protect their lead. Whoop, yep. Connie's like, I'll go for a little ambush, but that's a bit much. Heard the whole team coming up at him. Yeah, Nano's still kind of testing the waters here, thinking about going in on the flank. Actually has Numbani going in along with them. So Saiku loops around. Two Fish joins in the rotation. The Clash gets caught in the Dosito. Manoa moving over to the opposite high ground. Found himself surrounded for a moment, particularly with the Swift Step coming in. But it looks like villains are actually kind of giving up on this one. They relinquish control of the high ground and back up and wait for their reinforcements. Sound barrier advantage here for PZ, moving back into this fight. A Deadeye from the high ground could buy some space. Oh, if you can get the Deadeye set up here on this long street, you can buy a lot of room to get this rest of the team entrenched. It's going to be a sound barrier. Do just that. You see just how much space Mono has picked up. And if they can control it, this will be the lead going over to the Cats. There's the Deadeye coming out from this backside. Oh, there's a skull on Akani. We'll take the skull on a Nino. You bet. Clash responding. Overclock Kitsune Rush in play. Here from the villains. And, I mean, just about a meter of lead to protect. Sliding back. Clash will find Manoa. And Connie able to pick up one down low. .11 meter lead. Protected here from the villains with 2 minutes to go. DPS Doom is Two Fish's favorite hero. That may be what I was thinking of. That may have been exact. That would explain it, right? Where I'm like, I remember this player playing tank. It's like, wait, Doomfist wasn't a tank back then. That might have been exactly it. Vinny just got a big old right hook to the chin. Oh my goodness. I don't think there's enough aspirin in the world to recover from that one. Mick is trying to pull this 3v5 back for the Cats with the blade. You've got Two Fish cornered up, blocked down. Oh, it's the deflect that actually gets it done. Don't shoot the Genji deflect, y'all. Don't shoot the Genji deflect. Meanwhile, back on the point. Oh my god! What a time to go to some Biddy Pov. What on earth was that? Oh, actually able to get out. Actually able to get out. Top tier, friends. Two Fish coming in with the Meteor Strike. Ooh. Trying to punch in out. That was a pulse bomb thrown in from Neno down low, as well as a sound barrier invested. No kills on the back of it. PZ with a late sound barrier and a good disengage here out of villains. They're looking to counterpunch with their own Kitsune Rush. Take this fight back into this long streak. Manoa with a swap onto the Queen is trying to stay in the thick of things down here. Couple shots landed, nothing substantial. On to Crumb. Clash with an overclock, playing from the high ground. Able to avoid the Deadeye out of Benevolence. And fend off Mickman and their dastardly deflect. Drop it in from the back. Ooh, that angle from Clash. Nasties. Two Fish comes in to join them on this flank side. Bot is running off the other direction. Neno with a pick. Chasing down the bot. There's a real risk of a C9 here. They have to catch up and contest this thing. Knowing that, Two Fish picks now is the time to drop in. You can't do it haphazardly either. Barely any ultimates here available. McMahon, the closest, coming up on a blade. Ah! Wrong puff. Needs to stay alive. Getting booped around. Will make it to the high ground. The Dragon Blade is now ready to go. Is going to come roaring in. No, Crumb! Crumb chased him down and gets Psycho as well. Oh, I can't believe that was off screen. What an unbelievable play out of Crumb. Ah, that might just do it. The Suzu no, the Suzu misses. No, the Suzu misses. Maybe the Suzu wasn't available as we saw the Suzu come in there. It looks like villains will hang on. God, that was close. It would make sense, Seaful. I've seen your Doom. And I can see the resemblance, my friend. Sorry, I was paying too much attention to the play of the game. I didn't get the point in. Stats. Hive Mind living up to the name on this one, aren't they? Woo. 22, 23, and 24 kills for 4 players respectively. Crumb getting in the thick of that one. And I was talking about the backline stepping up, and it's exactly what Crumb did. And, you know, and the damage output from Peasy and Spiffer there in the previous map seemed to be a big... Psycho. Seemed to be a big difference maker there in map 2. Crumb, man, stepping up to the plate. Most damage of any of the supports, 22 and 4 there on the Lucio. Yeah, Crumb low-key goat. I can see that. I can see that. Even Monoa coming in here to pay some respect to Crumb. Like, yeah, you betcha. Wet Tip, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here, Wet Tip. Seaful approves. Nice. Nice. Oh, by the way, I just got y'all's VOD should be up. Let me go double check that actually. Did I get it up? I think I got it up. With Seaful's Doom as the thumbnail. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Because I had to. I had to put Seaful's Doom as the thumbnail for that match. That was such a good match. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's absolutely up, y'all. That's absolutely up. Okay. Get set, ready. Get into Suravasa. Let's see. No ban for Flashpoint. We said it was far banned for the first 3 maps, but then what did we do? Well, then the villains go to the Maga. And it's actually the cat's banned, not the Genji. Where's my Genji band? There's my Genji band. Extinction versus Supernova about to happen? Wait, what? Wait, what? Villains versus Wizard Cats, more ball, I fear. You know? Hard to argue with that kind of logic. Wait, for real, wait, how does it... Is Extinction Supernova playing on a Wednesday? Wait, how did I miss that? I thought y'all were playing next week. I thought that was the final week, damn it. Seafool, yes. I mean, we've got a banger on our hands. We've got a banger on our hands. You know what? Once this was done, we'll see what we can do about getting into on that Extinction Supernova match. Definitely like to get that on stream. That definitely deserves to be on stream. Can't argue that. Benny with an opening pick here. Start off Suravasa, but first cap has already long gone to villains. Benny does pick up a second kill and is giving chase to Two Fish here for a third. Then with Pulse. Oh, Consumer Rush makes out from Psycho, though. Can't quite secure the kill, and Ultimate Nail on the point. Does eventually land it on to Peasy, though. 90% towards that sound barrier. And this is looking like a great turnaround, as villains are going to take this thing right back. A little bit of a dance through the buildings here on the outside. Meteor Strike in from Two Fish. Where are you going with it? 93% on the board. Monoa making a move towards the point. Two Fish just went back to hold. They do get the touch. We are going to get an overtime fight here at the end. Two Fish gets caught on the outside. Sound barrier a bit late to save them. Peasy's going to go ahead and use theirs to try to fend off this overclock from Clash. But Crom, once again, finds Benevolence, and Clash will actually mow down Monoa with that OC. Crom returns for a kill on a Mick. Beautiful volley of headshots. Whoa, but Psycho returns to get two. What is this bloodthirsty support day? Two Fish will end the reign of Psycho. Chase off easy peasy as well. Nice little combo there. Cap flips at 99.99. I don't think Monoa's going to go for this. Rescheduled? Like, okay. I'll check it in between maps. I appreciate it, PK. I really do. I really do. Thank you very much for keeping me updated. That's definitely a match. You know I want to get that match on stream. You know I do. Monoa trying to pursue that bit of aggression down into the back line. Looks surrounded. Yeah, looks like they're just in a lot of trouble. The Annihilation pop, though. They try to back up onto the point. Perhaps trying to bait some in. Punch landed. The follow-up on the big man is good. It was Two Fish who started that. Now goes through the Kitsune Rush to find Psycho in the back line, but can't do enough damage to wrestle them down. And this is going to give Cats a player advantage here on this point. Looks like all the blue outlines are kind of scattered. I will say, Nino and Crumb's still doing some work. God. Constant rotation and pressure. And his villains seem to be trying to go first. See, just pushing out. Nino just try to mark this flank, but ends up in a 1v2 and gets the recall force. Sorry about that. Sound barrier now in for both of our squads. Clash doesn't get it. A lot of space picked up. Suzu used to help protect through the pulse bomb of Milkman. But Mick... Ooh, it's actually traded. So, Mick was able to help him getting that pick, but we're down to a 4v4. What has just been an absolute ballroom brawl here. %% on the board for the Cats. Beezy comes in to prevent the touch, but Netherlands is going to get a kill down low as the war continues on the outside. There was 2 separate engagements happening on that one, and it looks like Cats are going to end up winning them both. Once again, we're saying villains. I mean, Ed, just constant in and out from Two Fish on the Doom. So much uptime, and they're able to kind of intercept rotations, but they're not able to foil this one. Villains do make it around and starting to set up on this point. Push on the easy peasy was dangerous. They get out with a little bit of health. There's a rush available. I half expected that to just come down right on top of Two Fish as soon as they came out of the meteor strike, but Psycho's going to hold on to it, and easy peasy gets popped off. It's actually Clash that's popping off. Easy peasy got their head clear. Take it off. Yeah, Procaster, get me involved. Do only consider a rush. Oh, Bonoa picks up that kill from across the way. An extra poke coming in handy in a beautiful vortex. Forces Crumb to try to come back right into the aggression and into the Nemesis form. Follow-up kill on the Clash as well. Bonoa with a fantastic team fight here to get the flip for Cats. I will say the 2 perks for Doomfist I feel like have made Doom a lot more viable. You get a lot more uptime with the extra shields that you generate and, you know, being able to absorb projectiles there. So I feel like Doom is definitely more viable than, you know, 2 weeks ago. Chase is on. They're going to get it. Scotty will get found out. That might be enough for the cap. Without the Curie, I mean, you can still push in, but you got to stay within the Swift Step distance. You got double Swift Step to work with. Yeah, you do have double Swift Step to work with. There goes Crumb in. It's going to be the Doom that gets the touch. Double punch into the back line. Sound barrier second. You're out of peasy. Nick trying to throw in a pulse. Doesn't quite get it, but you force Clash and Connie way out of this fight. Which means Two Fish does not have the sustain they need. Meanwhile, Bonoa is just getting all the Fuda in the world. Psycho even able to get in the kill feed as well. Cats will put a second flashpoint on the board. Ults are about even. Connie's a little bit behind. Easy, that was a bit greedy, buddy. I mean, against a hero that has so many movement cooldowns that come back so quickly, the likelihood of getting a boop kill onto the Doomfist was extremely low. But, I mean, it was funny. I'll give you credit there. I'm wizard catting so hard. That's what I like to see, Kirkle. That's what I like to see. Well, they're one flashpoint away from taking this series. And still have that Consuming Rush to work with. So a Consuming Rush was invested here from Connie. Look like just a soft disengage. Now Saiku's going to return. Oh, the overground high, the high ground overclock. Good for 2. Swiftly traded back. Connie's going to get another one. It's a 2v2 left on this point, but Manoa has the annihilation. Villain's only a couple picks away from flipping the point, but I mean, Crumb getting here just throwing Cheerios into the back of Manoa. Oh, but Benevolence returns to put him down. Silence the music. Oh, I mean, I'm gonna move over to that game once this game ends. I will stream it, but that's unfortunate. There's no Astro. That makes that most unfortunate. I mean, Extinction's they're too go ahead. You can't go up against Extinction with no tank. We will shift over to that game once this one's finished, though. Benevolence here with the overclock, trying to end it right now. Peasy comes up with a pair as well, and that was one of the craziest death cartwheels I've seen. Did you all see? Like, that was like a 1080 pirouette in a split second there out of Nitto. 65% on the board. Cats have spent a lot of ultimates, you know, kind of throwing away what was a really good economy through the majority of this map. I don't say throwing away, that sounded too harsh. But double support ults coming up for Villains could take this point and force us over to a 5th and final flashpoint. The sound barrier used will get the other one out, both on the battlefield. That was a terrible call. Nino hits the stick. Benny is down. Two Fishes picked up 1. Saiku will get the finish onto Nino. Job definitely done there for the Tracer. But it's not done here for Villains. Consuming Rush invested here to try to close out this 4th point. Manoa staying alive so long is buying precious time for reinforcements to show back up. Saiku. Whoop, Saiku was there. Mick is there. Can they hold on to this? It's a pretty bloody battle at the end. Both recalls forced out. Two Fish still on this point, so big advantage to Villains. They should be able to close this out. With Clash Plate on the outside, that was the off angle they needed to find those kills. They pick up that important window location. Point finally flips, but we're going to get a real fight here at the end. One with Manoa holding an annihilation, and Benny's going to find a pick on Nakati. Unfortunately, it's not in time for the touch. So, never mind. Ruins for the 5th and final point here at Suravasa. Benevolence was holding a very defensive position, just in response to how aggressive Two Fish and the rest of Villains have been now. He's there now. Okay, good to hear, Painkiller. Good to hear. Somebody wake Astro up! Annihilation pop. Just try to force Cats back, or Villains back, but they rotate around. Two Fish moves back on this point. Meaning to strike to can't get out of harm's way as the Villains come back to surround. You know, there's so much action going on. There's an attack into the back line with Benevolence with an off-angle overclock. Moving, ooh, putting dangerous shots downrange into the back line of Villains. You get Connie 1, but Connie manages to get the kill. Still, Two Fishes alive and well on this point. Manoa popping their Nemesis for that extra armor. Peasy there for some backup, has a sound barrier if needed, but Two Fishes is going to find him after they get a kill, though. Saiku returns the favor, and again, we're going tit for tat here on Ruins. One last fight. Connie's going to have Kitsune Rush for this. You're running into double support ults on the other side. Saiku does match with the rush. Two Fish trying to go in. Oop. You peel it or you going for their backline? You get the sound barrier out of PC. If Villains can survive this, they've got a chance, but unfortunately, the strength of the Cats is going to be too much here today. They will take this fifth flashpoint. They will take the series 3-1. All right, let's get this point up. Take a look at some stats. It was a great map out of Villains. They kept it close. They kept it real close. I mean, Crumb had a hell of a series. You got to give credit where credit's due. Mondo coming up with 15K, 35 and 5, most elims, fewest deaths, most damage in the lobby there for Suravasa. Okay. Great match. GG's. GG's. Cats now on track to finish this season 12-4. That's that. Their next two opponents are the two opponents at the very bottom of the standings. Should be quite winnable there for the Cats. And an outstanding match here for today. What an impressive season out of the Wizard Cats. Look forward to seeing them in the playoffs. But we're gonna see both these teams in playoffs. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. We'll see both these teams in playoffs. And how much fun is it watching? I love watching Doomfish comps. I know, right, Manoa? Right? That's what I was like, wait, is that the same Two Fish I'm thinking of? Like, yes. I mean, they were outstanding. Agreed, Mono. Clash and Crumb had an outstanding series. I couldn't agree more. They had an outstanding series. PZ says Two Fish is supposed to be a flex support player, right? Not the scariest Doom ever. Agreed. I think I'm gonna have to put another Doom Fist on the cover of that thumbnail. I mean, I think I've got to feature the Two Fish Doom on the cover of that thumbnail, right? I'd be a fool not to. I don't care if we just had Seafull on the cover of the previous VOD. I'd be a fool not to put Two Fish on there.